Morning. It's time to get wet and wild in the canoe today.
Ain't that right?
Alright, so we're going to be working on the canoe again today. If you caught the last vlog, we had the adhesive on there that was still drying. There were probably some clamps on there, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's all dried now.
Yeah, we should be good to go now.
Yeah, so we're going to be putting those plants in, the aquatic plants, and then we're going to move to the right of the canoe, finish working on that garden. We started working on it in the last vlog as well, but we didn't have the black metal edging. We ran out at that point, so we've got Todd's favorite.
More metal edging.
Yeah, and it's the hottest part of the day over there in the sun right now.
Yeah.
Of course, we would wait till then to work on it, right?
I know.
But we're going to persevere.
That's right.
So we're going to be putting a little bit more plants on the slip wall. We got some annuals just because we want to add a little bit more color over there.
And we found perennial lantana for our area.
Thank goodness. Yes.
Zone 7.
You guys told us there was some perennial lantana out there, and we found it. So
Yeah. I'm excited.
All right, ready to work?
Yep.
Let's go.
What do you think of my umbrella papyrus?
I love it. All right, so first thing, we're going to stage all of our plants over here just because we need to do a little bit of upkeep on the canoe. We'll get to that in a second. But we bought a bunch of aquatic plants today, didn't we?
Yes. Yes. We got, I don't know, probably a dozen.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they turn out.
And we'll go through each of those in a second, but we want to show you what they look like for right now. Let's go ahead and get the other plants too. I think that was the same butterfly I saw yesterday. It was orange.
Whoa. It's like me. It's so erratic.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
There it is.
We're just out here chasing butterflies. Is that a song? No, it's chasing water.
Butterflies.
Oh, it's so pretty though.
Erratic.
It's probably not even showing up on the camera at this point.
Oh, there it is.
But y'all, check out how beautiful it looks right now. It is just stunning. We're never gonna stop showing you what it looks like in the summer and the fall. Shoot, every season I think at this point. Let's see if I can catch this butterfly in action. There we go. And funny enough, that's actually the area we're gonna be working on today. I did take out that original edging that we put in 2 years ago, put the rocks out just to give it a little bit of a boundary so we could see where the edging's gonna go. We've got the new edging and the new topsoil to go in place. All right, Todd's gonna show you some of the plants that we got for the water garden.
That's right, it's plant hour. So we got a mix. We got about 12 for the water garden, and we have a bunch of new hostas and ferns that we didn't already have for the flower bed.
Oh yeah, we did get ferns. I was like, no, we didn't get ferns.
Yes, we did.
We'll show them those. I'll show them those in a second though.
That's right, so let's get on to my favorites. So the water lily and Nymphia albatross. I'm probably butchering that. And you may be seeing it at $39.99, and I'm not out of my mind. They were 30% off, so they were a little bit cheaper. And the other one we've got is another water lily that's called Almost Black. So these are going to probably take up a good bit of space. Up top here, we've got a pitcher plant, which is a carnivorous plant that will catch little creatures, and it'll be kind of cool.
Little creatures. Hopefully all the mosquitoes we have.
And we got a color grass twister, and this is one of those like corkscrew kind of plants, and it'll get a lot bigger, but not too much bigger. It'll be more contained. And then up here we've got an umbrella papyrus.
I love this plant.
Yeah, this one is one that we're gonna have to probably winter over somewhere inside or somewhere where it's warm, because it's just one zone over from ours. Then we got some bowls, golden sedge, and got some red rice, Japanese iris, and a blue water iris. And last but not least, we've got 2 different types of elephant ears.
Yeah, and tell them where we got this one. Our local garden center. Thanks, Harvest Moon.
Yeah. And so this is a bigger version of the one that we have in the small little water fountain. This is a Hawaiian punch elephant ear. It's got some really pretty color. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
So we're going to use Aquascape plant pond potting media for the bottom, and then I've got some small pebbles and stuff like that to go on the top to help hold it down. Luckily, this stuff is made for planting in the water, and you don't have to rinse it. You don't have to do anything to it except just pour it in and plant.
Yeah, and this is what we're going to be planting them in. So we have a bunch of these down here that we're going to have to fill in with all that stuff. But
yeah, so we've got, this is a 1 gallon. We've got 6 of these, and then these are the 2 gallons, and so we're going to use these as well.
If you caught the previous video, we didn't fill in the back part of the canoe because
that's where we're hopefully going to put a water feature. We're going to maybe pile some rocks and a big piece of wood and build it in there. And one other thing, real story. Once we loaded all that water in, it weighted it down, and it did settle some. So fingers crossed, we're going to try jacking it up. We're gonna jack this thing up, y'all. So maybe that'll balance it out. We'll see.
Yeah, this is going to be a big trial and error on this part, so this may not make the video. If it does, if it works, it's going to make it, but
If it doesn't, it doesn't. It might be a disaster.
Yeah. Also, we forgot to mention there's a couple plants in the canoe that we didn't take out.
Oh yeah, we got our water lettuce. It's really a cute plant. Look at this though. Look at this, the roots. And this is another type of water lily. Look at the roots on that thing.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
So these will have purple blooms. They're really pretty.
Yeah, and also if you see these little mosquito dunks in there, we have a couple in there because we are trying to keep the mosquitoes away before they even start to put their larvae in there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I also was looking for fish. I might try to get some little fish to put in there to eat it.
Also, this butterfly is just the happiest thing it can be right now.
I know, it's got plenty to choose from. Oh, it's on our potting mix.
Yeah.
Oh, it likes it.
All right, if we don't get to work, we're just going to be looking at butterflies all day, so
That's fine, isn't it?
it's so humid outside. Love it. All right, check this one out. This one's called a Jurassic Pterodactyl Lady Ear Fern.
We have a Jurassic Park theme going on here.
What?
Move.
What?
Oh, pick it back up.
Oh, I thought there was a spider. You can't do that.
Hold it back where there's a label.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there is a spider. You can't do that.
You gotta go over here, mister. You gotta go over here. My little good daddy long leg. Okay, back to the show. What does your pterodactyl say?
Oh, God. I know granddaddy long legs aren't the worst in the world, but spiders in general, just nope. All right, back to this fern.
Pterodactyls.
Yeah, so this is a Jurassic Pterodactyl Eared Lady Fern. Beautiful. I think this one gets pretty tall, right?
I don't think so. I think it's about 18 inches.
JK. Yeah, 18 inches. So this is also a zone 6 to 9. We're in zone 7 here. P.S. You're going to start hearing cicadas right now because we are entering our cicada season. Fun times.
Yay.
Next up, we got an arborvitae fern. This one goes down to zone 6, and it gets 6 to 20 inches tall. Look at it. It's just very evergreen looking.
Yeah, I really like it. It's a hardy fern.
Yeah.
It reminds me of an arborvitae.
No spiders on this one. All right, next we have a giant horsetail reed. I think we have one already planted back there, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we got another one. This one goes down to zone 5. It gets up to 6 feet tall. Can you imagine that?
Yes.
So pretty. Where do you want to plant this one?
On the right side of the canoe.
All right.
So we'll blanket one on the right, one on the left.
Yeah, and it takes sun to shade as well. All right, next up, we have a guacamole hosta. It's a deciduous. It gets from zone 3 to 10. This one will get 12 to 18 inches tall. We're going to put it to the left of this ostrich fern over here, just to give it a little bit more texture over there. Also, the colors, I think they're going to really pop with the leopard plant behind it, the ostrich fern in front of it, because this one's a slightly different shade of green and yellow. Yellow? Yeah, a little bit of yellow.
Makes me hungry.
Yeah.
Makes me want some guacamole.
All right, and last but not least, we have an Empress. This one's an Empress Wu hosta. It gets, I think, zone 3 to 9. And this one is a sum in substance, also a zone 3, but I think it goes up to zone 10. So what we're thinking about doing is putting them one on each side over here, on each side of the step.
Because they get how tall?
I think they get up to 3 to 4 feet tall. So we're going to put one there. We're going to build up a little bit of a berm so it gets even a little taller. Because the idea is we want it to come above that ledge right there. We have the second one we're going to put over here. So the reason we're putting one in the sun and one in the shade is because the Empress Wu actually is part shade. The one, the sum in substance, takes a little bit more sun. So we're thinking once they get a little tall, they're going to look beautiful right here. Just pretend these water plants are not sitting here. And these are going to get a little taller than that. So
I like it. Yeah, I wanted to get giant hostas. The ferns aren't so giant, but they look prehistoric. So it's going to go with our Jurassic Park themed water garden.
yeah. Also, it is so humid out here right now. So if you see little beads of sweat falling,
Little.
that's the reason why.
Look at the sky, though.
Got a little honeybee on that one already.
No, hey, buddy.
This is called a pink huff. So it gets down to zone 7 to 10, which is perfect for us.
A pink huff.
Don't you huff and puff over me. So they get up to 36 inches tall. So we have 3 of those. We're gonna put them somewhere out here because in the late day, it gets so much sun out here. They will thrive out there in the hot sun. So we're gonna fill in some gaps over here. A lot of this stuff came back from last year. Oh my God, there's another granddaddy longleg. I don't like that. What we're also gonna be doing is filling in some of the other spots with this evergreen grass called Ever Gold. So I think this one gets down to, yeah, zone 6 to 9. So we have 4 of those. All right, then we also got 2 types of coleus. Again, these are annuals. So we have the burgundy wedding train, and then we also have the ruby slipper. And I think the 2 colors, the reds and this dark green, are gonna make that whole area pop up there. But first things first, let's work on that canoe. Todd's been digging.
I'm dying.
You're done already?
I'm dying.
Oh, you're dying.
I'm thinking I might lift it higher than it needs to be,
Right.
and then we can slide in, because I'm thinking we just need to get them on this back side.
Let me get a couple more then. Alright, I think these rocks will work.
Yeah, okay. So ready to get jacking?
Let's go.
Never used a car jack for jacking up a canoe.
Also, we didn't tell you why it was unlevel. We were basing the canoe off of the line of the retaining wall back there. And then once we put it in, we were like, oh yeah, retaining wall probably slopes down because the yard slopes down on that way. Definitely sloping a little bit. Just a little bit. Moving. Yeah. It's moving. I mean, in reality, you could base it on the water level.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to get it as high as it'll just start going over this? Or do you think that's too high?
No, I don't think so. Which way?
It's still tilting just a hair this way.
Like,
Yeah. Oh, that's better.
there's some flat ones here.
We got some thinner ones. Here's something to a wedge. It's better than it was. Ooh. Oh dear. All right, time to pot the plants. You're saying putting the grasses in the larger pots, right?
Yeah, because I think their roots are going to grow and expand a lot more than the elephant ear.
Perfect. All right, so we've already pre-washed our rocks. So we're going to do a very thin layer on the bottom of the pots with these rocks. Then we're going to backfill with potting media that we talked about earlier. And then we have 2 bags of that. And then at the last part, we're going to be putting that aquatic plant microbe pond substrate. So that's going to keep that potting soil from floating away, right?
Yeah. In theory.
Okay, it's so hot out here. At least we're in the shade, right?
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to keep showing you this because look at this.
The light.
It is
On the
so
flowers.
gorgeous right here.
It's literally like the 4th of July.
Look at all these full colors. Somebody on Instagram earlier said our pride flag matched all of the plant colors that we have out here, and that was very unintentional, but it's true. Just love it. That one might have too much, that one on the second one. Alright, so we've got all the plants potted. We've got the substrate on all of them. Now we're going to set them out. We're going to basically mimic what it's going to look like on the ground versus in the the canoe. Ah, we keep calling it a pond. Yeah, we're going to lay them out on the ground so we can easily just drop them in instead of hassling with moving them in the water, because once they're in the water, they're going to be a little heavier.
Thinking maybe put these 2
here's your first look. Aquatic plants are in. And of course now we're moving them again. So you might see these three kind of sitting out right now. They're on that bench that's in the canoe. We're gonna make it look more like a bog area over there, right?
Yeah.
So for now, just hold off on what they look like.
And so we're gonna try to find a log or something that we can use in the top part to kind of disguise the liner, and then also give us a spot for a water feature, like a little, even if it's just like a rock with some water coming off of it or something.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. I'm loving how these water lilies are already starting to reach the top. Those are at least, right?
Yeah, it was so cool when we put them in this morning. They weren't totally like on the water. They were about 2 or 3 inches below, and I was like, oh no, it's too low. And then give it 30 or 45 minutes, and then they were like perfectly floating.
Yeah.
So I think they like adapt pretty quickly.
We did a little bit more water in there just to make it line up on this side. So now all the water connects over here finally. And also we are waiting for some big thunderstorms to roll in. We just got an alert that we're under severe thunderstorm watch, so we might have to press pause on planting these guys today, but we've got all day tomorrow as well. So all right, Todd's gonna take us on a little journey.
So what about this log?
Oh, that's the log. Oh, we were going way up there to get those.
See like the backside of it?
Well, that's huge.
Well, yeah, we'll have to cut it. Isn't that pretty right there,
oh,
that
yeah.
moss?
Yeah, that's totally fine. How are you going to cut that to make it look natural?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet.
Why don't you pick it up and throw it?
Okay.
Somebody needs to film it. I don't have the tripod. Look at that. Well, that's decayed. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
And it's light because it's not.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, let's go on a journey. We're going to go up the property.
Did you see this path right here?
That's the path you go.
Well, that's a path that an animal takes.
That's the path that I take. I'm an animal.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's just finding rocks in the woods. I love it. The geologist in my heart loves it. And yes, I'm educated in geology.
How about this rock?
Oh, I like it. Pretty big rock.
That's a pretty good one.
Oh, that's the giant pine that I can see from outside. Look at this monster. Whoa!
It's got moss on it already.
All right, let's do our mountain CrossFit again.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. Getting these rocks down the hill.
Oh yeah, that's huge. Yeah, we're not getting that one. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get that rock.
This one's pretty.
That's the one I was eyeing from back there. All right, I guess I could help. I'll get the small rock.
Really?
Oh man, those tight spots. Whoa. Oh boy. Should probably not be filming this as I'm walking down with a rock. Oh dear. Oh, did you fall? I don't know if I caught that or not. Things we do for the water feature.
Real mountain CrossFit.
Yeah, mountain CrossFit. I think we had mountain CrossFit sometime last year too.
Did you get the other one?
Oh no.
What you doing?
Just cleaning our wood.
You're doing a good job.
I love this piece though. I also already cleaned the rocks too.
There we go.
This is also going to be a trial and error process, so bear with this as this probably looks a little strange at first.
Bad idea.
Just the process, right?
Yeah.
Trying to turn this little aluminum canoe into a little bit more of a natural habitat. Also, what I thought about was, I think it's going to help like this birds and maybe frogs and even maybe a turtle or two try to get in or out, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, let's hope so. He's placing a rock, everyone. It's happening. Cicadas are listening to your thoughts. Maybe the thoughts are cicadas.
Maybe they are.
Make that rock sit on the big rock sit on the small rock, or disregard that rock. So we used that wood. We used a bunch of rocks. We even found a couple more in her landscaping, and Todd's making his little water feature. So what's happening is we've hooked a hose up to the end of the fountain. There's a diverter down here, so there's a hose running in here. He's got it running below the water line, but above those rocks. So right now he's just trying to make it look a little bit more natural than just a hose shooting water out. What do you guys think? Still a little trial and error here. Loving it though. Todd's doing a great job. Alright, time to plant the plants. I'm going to plant the holy guacamole. That's not even called that. It's called guacamole. Why do I call it holy guacamole? That's not the name of it. Guacamole.
Sounded fun.
Yeah, I'm going to plant it in front of the side of the canoe right there. In front of the side of the canoe. And then I'm going to replant one of the small hostas that I did jig up there. Put it over here in front of this light post. Can't forget our biotin.
It wouldn't be a Todd and Rob project without some lights.
Oh yeah. There. That looks so good. Yeah, and here's the little baby that I dug up a second ago. He just needs a new home. There. Alright, so I'm going to plant this arborvitae fern pretty much right where this hosta is. And I'm going to bring the hosta out a little bit so it kind of droops over the edge of the wheel. Save the mulch! Oh, there's a rock. Imagine that.
Rock, there's a way.
Oh my god, there's rocks everywhere. You'd think whoever put this landscape again 2 weeks ago would have dug up all the rocks. Trying to preserve as much of the soil around this hosta in case the roots are holding them pretty strong down there, which feels like they are. Man, should have had the big shovel out for this one. I didn't know hosta roots could get this strong.
That's the one that was good.
That's true, yeah. This one apparently has been here for a hot minute. There. Whew, what a day. And take a look at that water feature. It's a Todd and Rob special, right?
That's right.
I'll show you all the water plants.
That's so cute.
I know.
Can't wait to see it at nighttime.
I know. Oh yeah, Todd put the lights in there. I don't think they're on right now, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, they are on. Yeah, you kind of see them right there. So
There's
we'll show you what the lights look like at nighttime, obviously, right? And I think tomorrow the water should be a little less cloudy, so we'll show you what it actually looks like in the natural daylight.
That's right.
All right, how about we go sit on the porch and have a little happy hour?
Yeah, before these storms roll in.
And we'll bring you along if these storms, or I should say when these storms come in.
Yeah, they're coming.
Yeah, they're on their way, so. So gorgeous. Just kidding, the storms are rolling in. That's crazy. Love these thunderstorms in the summer. Even the hummingbirds are still out. Probably can't even see them, but there's two that are flying around our little hummingbird feeder up there. We've been watching them all day. We've never had two here before, only one. Yep, that's my cue. Alright, enough is enough. It's time to go in. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Easy. Alright, welcome back. Survived those storms, and in today's journey of what can we do before the next round of storms hit us, we've got a couple things on the plate here. So Todd's actually doing a little water change on this little garden.
Got a little bit of algae in here, and the solar light or the solar fountain was not very adequate, so I found an electric one.
Yeah, so we're gonna try that one for a little bit and see how it goes.
Yeah, I think it'll do better.
Yeah. I think Todd's actually gonna raise a couple of these plants in here. We found out on Instagram, thanks to a couple of our followers, that mentioned some of the irises and the grasses should actually be a little bit higher. So we're going to raise those pots up. And then I'm going to get to work on planting some of these perennials and annuals up on the slope up here. Because remember, this is going to get direct sunlight through most of the summer. And then Todd's going to come back and help put in our favorite, the black metal edging, to make this more of a cohesive garden bed. So we've kind of laid out where it's going to go. It might actually not end all the way over there, but we're going to see how we want this to undulate around that curve in the wall. Yeah, and then I'm also going to put in a little bit of a topsoil layer on top of this as well. We weren't going to go with mulch necessarily, just because we'd rather put some topsoil in there just to give the soil a little bit of an amendment. So that's what you'll see going on there. And then we're also going to be putting in topsoil down here in this garden bed because, let's just face it, it needs a refresh after 2 years. So, all right, here we go. Holy cow, couldn't have picked the worst time of the day to do that. Hottest part of the day, most humid part of the day. And it was like sunny, and now look, it's not in this, it's all in the shade at the moment. I can't talk also. And I knocked the camera down. And I don't know what else. What else, Todd? Todd's knocking hammers down.
Oh God.
We're a mess right now.
We're ready for our favorite thing of the day. Black metal edging.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say happy hour.
Nope.
Oh, black metal edging time. Yeah, well, let me show them real fast what this looks like. See, I've got all those plants planted, put a nice layer of topsoil down so it actually looks like mulch. And then I gave it a nice spray of water, give it a little contrasting pop of color there. Also, we keep telling you this is full sun, but you might be thinking, well, Rob, it's not full sun right now, you're lying to us. But trust us, by about July or August, this whole area is gonna be thriving and basking in full sun. So the good thing is we've got these plants in the ground so they can get a little bit established with their roots and their water consistency, which is going to be lacking at this point, let's be honest. Doesn't it look so good? Something about a little bit of topsoil, it just makes these colors just pop out here. So good. Also, one thing we didn't show, we actually had 3 of these 8-foot sections, and we didn't like how the last section kind of sloped down on the retaining wall there. So what we're gonna do is press pause on this end cap for now. We're gonna get a 4-foot section, so it's probably gonna end somewhere around in here. And then we'll fill in the last part of that little area once we do that. Also, I was looking at this and even though I like the colors of the green, I like those red coleus up there. Yeah, it got me thinking. We actually have some coleus that we planted over here underneath the hydrangeas before the hydrangeas even got large. And I've been watching over the past month and they haven't actually grown very much. You can see one in there. There's another one hidden back there. There's actually two more. And I think what's happening is they're not getting a lot of the sun because these hydrangeas actually took over the area. So I think I'm going to dig those up and then I'll just transplant them and put them on that little flower bed right there. I think that'll look pretty nice.
Our favorite.
Oh yeah, don't forget, we found one plant we didn't plant.
Yeah. Giant horsetail reeds.
Yeah, we put it.
Love these.
Yeah, we had it hidden behind the canoe yesterday and we totally forgot to plant it. So
yeah,
throw that in the ground too, right?
That's right.
All right. Just never ends around here, does it? Whew. Okay, let me get these coleus. Ooh, I haven't had a red wiggler. 2 down. Number 3. And number 4. The best part about this is if you find a plant that's not working in one area, just transplant it to another area. Alright, Todd put the new bubbler in. I think that looks a lot better than the little solar one we had. Yeah, as much as we wanted to have solar over here, it's just not going to work because it gets pretty shaded. And that's actually a good thing because we planted a lot of shade plants over here. So we probably should have known that. And just a sneak peek at everything else that we planted this weekend. So we've got that arborvitae fern. Got the guacamole hosta back there. We ended up placing the dinosaur fern over here just because this little fern garden just needed a little bit more action, if you will. We're also going to fill in some of the gaps over here later on. Then we have the hosta we planted here and the one over here. So one more look at our beautiful front garden. And Todd's over here putting some sunflower seeds in the ground for us. We've had the worst luck with getting sunflower seeds to grow in our whole yard. I think the squirrels always eat them, so wish us luck on this endeavor.
Yeah, I just planted some dwarf sunspot sunflowers that only get to 18 inches. And then I've got dwarf teddy bears that are going to get to 3 feet. Yep. And then I've got a mixed colored sunflower that's going to be 4 feet. So I'm putting the tall ones in the back, the 3-foot ones in the middle, and then the dwarf in the front.
Nice.
So if they grow, they'll be low, medium, and high. It'll be
Perfect.
good.
I like it.
I like it too.
It's going to look good.
Okay.
Oh, perfect timing.
What?
The cicadas. Oh my gosh. You got dirt all over his
I'm dirty.
nose. Okay.
I'm dirty boy.
Hold on, the cicadas, they're closing their... Nope. Oh. Telling you, we haven't
just start when
literally
we started videoing.
We haven't heard them all day today. Right when I press...
Aw.
Okay, go. Okay, we're going to wrap this video up now.
It was a blast. Hope you had fun.
Yeah, but seriously, let us know what you guys think about everything we've done around here. And just ignore the cicadas at the moment.
What's next?
What is next?
I have no idea.
That's a really good question. Well, I guess you'll have to find out on the next vlog. We're posting these every other Sunday if you haven't caught on yet. So we'll see you on the next vlog.
That's right. Stay tuned.
All right, this is Todd and I'm Rob. We'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. On TV.
Ta-ta. 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 Okay.
So we're also going to be filling in some more of the void spots with this evergreen, ever gold. That was bad. All right, welcome back. We are here. We survived the storms last night, and in today's
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, there's always more to come. More to come.
Jesus. Oh, gosh. What another one?
If it's not storms,
All of you.
if it's not the storms, it's cicadas today.
Just giving you some patience, baby.
All right. So once we figure out what we're going to place on, once we figure out where they're going to go in this, oh, that doesn't make sense. So these take a lot of thriving sun. So we're thinking they're going to make a little bit of a,
They take a thriving sun. It's plant hour, so we got a mix of plants for the... Do it again.
Right.
Oh, gracious.
say it one time. Find out what's next.
Hey, so
Yeah.
So what's next?
These cicadas, I swear.
I can't.
And in today's episode of What Can We Do Before the Next Round of Storms barrage us and derail of our plans. That's awesome. Barrage us? That doesn't even make sense.
We're in nature.
All right, Todd's going to show us some of the plants for the water garden, right?
That's right, it's plant hour. You know, we wouldn't be a...
This
we
is
make it.
This is a mouthful.
What was a mouthful?
Can we just say all that one more time really fast?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, you guys stay tuned.
Yeah. All right. See you guys next time.
Next time. No.
You're delirious.
I need to eat something and shower.